Ready, go.
Welcome to Session 10 recap, this one being titled Gnorm's Death Garden. So, finally arriving at Odomfell, our party immediately split up to search for Gnorm and Korin Kazuma, because we now have this ghost gun, and with it, we can finally get that last bit of the reward for killing the Jester from Korin that he had promised us in a while back. So Stefan searches for Kazuma, failing horribly. Like, he goes in one location, asks around, fails to find him, but gets a lead on where he might be, so he goes there, to this tavern, and fails to find him. So he goes up to the bartender and asks, "Hey, where's Corin at?" This guy explains him, whatever. And the bartender's like, "You mean the guy right behind you?" Stefan turns around and is like, "Where?" He's like, "He's right there at that table, right in front of you." It's like, "I still don't see him." And then Corin gets up and stands directly in front of Stefan. Stefan's still like, I genuinely do not see him. Where the fuck are you talking about?" Um, until Corin literally like grabs Stefan's face and aims his eyes at him, and Stefan's like, "Oh, hey, where you at? Where you been, man?" um, so, Stefan's struggling over there. Meanwhile, Thread searching for Norm asks around and eventually learns of this larger garden because, of course, he's going to be at a garden. So Thread naturally knew to ask for it. And it's this garden that's across the street from this brothel, which is used sort of as like a luxury layabout garden where you are being tended to, your whims and desires and such. It's like an open air, essentially like a resort, open pool or garden area. So he finds Norm asleep in the gardens outside of it, except he's covered in blood and is snuggling with a fresh human femur. When awoken, he tells Thread that along the way back, he drank some sort of potion and may or may not have slaughtered the entire brothel, and the femur may or may not be Kazuma's. Um, Also, he had transformed into some sort of bear with feathers. Totally not just an owlbear, though. And it altered his mind, which Thread, being very in tune with magic, knows that that is very much not how the potion he's describing works, at least with the mind alteration. So Thread walks over to the brothel just to see the damage done, opens the door to just absolute carnage. Everywhere he looks is just more carnage. So slowly closing the door, turning around and seeing Norm standing there before him, Thread's just like, "Nope, nope, didn't see anything. Absolutely nothing in there to bother with. Let's go, buddy. Friend, buddy, old chum of mine. Let's just go and meet up with Stefan. Cause I'm now internally very terrified of you. So, all of us meeting back up, at the carriage. Thread gave Kazuma the gun, and we got the reward money for killing the Jester. So all that being settled, we finally delve into the sewers to find whatever was causing the problems within them. And eventually we do find the monstrosity surrounded by piles and piles of bones. The bones being very clearly human in origin. We once again are able to overcome it, with a little bit of difficulty, mainly caused by Thread. But regardless, afterwards, Stefan makes Norm and Kazuma do an arm wrestling match, and Norm absolutely kicks Kazuma's ass, which is hilarious. And we explore the sewers a bit more, just to be sure that that was the only thing down here, and come across someone who states that they're waiting for their brother. After a bit of conversation, it turns out to be Darius's brother Shaw, who we tell the fate of Darius and hand him a bag of ashes. He has to join us since he's got nothing better going on, and we accept him onto the team. Thread contacts the timekeeper, and we get teleported to the time plane, where first thing first, Stefan gets the timekeeper and Mistress's signatures in his book. She states that it's time to make a plan to kill Tarl. Also has no idea why Stefan is immune to the changing timelines. And reveals a hyperspace training chamber, which we go into, and it's like hyperspeed, so we go in there and are able to train in even faster time than the time plane and come out where very little time has passed in the time plane, which doesn't have time pass at all. So basically, it's just yeah, it's a hyper training XP grinder. um, but yeah, we went in and trained to get stronger through various means, and that's pretty much where that session ended. Another relatively simple one. So thanks for watching, and stick around to find out what happens next time, I guess.